supporters of mine, thank God. And they filled me in a lot of information on her. Even in regards to that Dublin City Council land where they pushed the narrative, oh, this is for a graveyard and this is for a public playground. The community over there have waited 20 plus years for that, and it still hasn't happened. Yeah. But now all of a sudden, when travellers move on in the land 20 years later, we're ready to do this. Yeah. It's a public playground, it's a graveyard. Yeah. But the community have actually been waiting for 20 years, and I know that for sure because I have a lot of people from the community getting on to me. Sharon Keoghan want to go and look after her own area instead of attacking travellers. Yeah. There's 2 to 3 mosques in that local vicinity, Mosley being one of them, and I can get the other 2 names for you. There are local business women being abused by illegal immigrants in that town who are coming up to their hairdressers, pulling down their pants and playing with themselves at windows.
And we've actually seen lots of videos of people recording stuff like that online. You can look online anywhere. That seems to be the MO of what their initial kind of flashing people and seeing what they can get away with. So, well believe it.
Yeah, so, that's just, for instance, that's just some of the things that's happening in Sharon Keoghan's area, which she represents. And a lot of the locals are going really angry about it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the locals are afraid to speak out. And I know that for sure from speaking to them personally. They're afraid to speak out because they control, Sharon Keoghan and her team control the narrative out there. They control all the newsletters out there. And people are actually afraid to speak out in that area because of the chance that you will come back and say something about them and, they'll be in trouble or in bother because of it. So they've asked me to speak out about it. So what I would say to Sharon Keoghan is, you want to watch out what's really going on in your town rather than attacking and criminalising the traveller community. Who these people in general, who you're speaking about, these travellers are well known for travelling all across the country and working, which you've no proof of them committing any criminal offences or anything like that. I would also say to Senator Sharon Keoghan, you owe the traveller community an apology. You most certainly owe them people an apology for embarrassing them. They told you and gave you their word. You said that they'll be out in a couple of days. But what did you do? You went and got them forced out on that day. What's people's word mean? Does their word not mean anything? If they told you they'd be gone in 2 or 3 days and you still forced them out that day, what is that all about? So I would say you owe them a massive apology. You owe the travel community apology. You owe them a people apology. And I would say look out for your own area and what's really going on in it with all these iPass centres. Or are you earning money from it? Because I'd like to know if you're earning money from it. Because I know there's a lot of places there as well that's housing Ukrainians and things like that. And something tells me that you're earning money from it. Can I fully prove that right now? No. But I have an itch. I have an itch, Sharon. I have an itch and I'm speaking to certain people. I think maybe, I don't know, could you be earning money from some of these things?
Follow the money.
It's very interesting. You're a well-known businesswoman, it says online. A well-established businesswoman who is apparently, they call you far right. All of a sudden, you shut your mouth and attack travellers instead. And you've quieted down on all of these illegals coming in and all these iPass centres. A well-established businesswoman. Are you earning money? I'm not accusing you of it. I'm just wondering, are you? So that's just something interesting to think about when you think about Senator Sharon Keoghan.
And speaking on the illegal immigration and stuff like that we know the country. I'm traveling around doing stuff on YouTube at the moment, trying to show the change of demographic and stuff. And have you noticed it out here? And are people talking to you about how are women talking to you about how they feel and stuff like that? What sort of feedback are you getting from that end of things?
Well, in terms of the immigration here in Ireland, the illegal third world country immigration, people who come from, as I said already, third world countries who do not in line with our morals, beliefs, or religion, being Christianity, Catholics, or whatever you want to call us. They do not align with them. They believe in something else. They follow Muhammad staunchly. This is not a dig at every Muslim out there, because not every Muslim is staunch and in terms of follow the Quran word for word. But people in third world countries, unfortunately, the best part of them do these things, and they believe in certain things. They believe in, they believe that they can go and attack white women. And it's okay because Muhammad tells them to do so, or tells them it's okay. They believe in marrying underage children, 9-year-olds. Why? Because Muhammad says it's okay.
Well, Muhammad says that, women who aren't covered are asking for it. And I'd like to know, where's Ruth Coppinger and all that? Because isn't that the same as asking, what was she wearing?
Miss
Sounds a bit like Muhammad.
Miss Diversity, Mrs. Diversity. That's who she is.
Yeah.
She talks about diversity all the time, and then she constantly tries to get her head in the headlines speaking about travellers. What about traveller people? What about me bollocks?
Has she ever visited a site?
She's never visited a traveller site in her
Yeah.
life, nor did she ever
Yeah.
care for our people.
Yeah.
It's not about that whatsoever.
Yeah.
The government is all about dividing, and that's.
And she's using Eileen Flynn
That's
as a crutch as well. Whereas someone like you would be in much better position to be representing travellers, I feel, personally, anyway.
Yeah, well, look, it's most certainly not my job to represent travellers. Like, in terms of, I don't want to be up there on a pedestal doing these things. I'm just a regular guy from an area who's just speaking the truth.
Yeah.
And I'd say a lot of the things I speak about, the average working class person and traveller would agree with.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not bought. I can't be sold.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do that can hurt me. I don't care about all of these things. So you're speaking about someone like Eileen Flynn. I went after Eileen Flynn recently online, said a couple of things in regards to her. Talking about the tricolour flag, hashtag tri-flag.
Tri-flag.
And
the protesties. We can't forget the protesties.
We can never forget the protesties.
I mean, she's just not protesties. I mean, she has to be protesties.
But I'd actually like to ask Eileen Flynn, where is she right now when Senator Sharon Keoghan does this to your people?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're a senator, an Irish senator, the one who wants more travellers in the Dáil and who stands for the Irish travelling people, which I told you all she doesn't. This even proves further she doesn't. But where is she right now when Senator Sharon Keoghan does this to her and my traveller people? Yeah. Where is Eileen Flynn right now? Nowhere to be seen. Obvious. It is. It's so predictable. It's so predictable. She was selected and not elected.
Yeah.
Selected.
And that is an actual fact.
Yeah. Look, they went to someone like Eileen Flynn. They said to herself, you know what? There's a woman that can be easily manipulated. Give her 80 grand a year. She'll do what we need. You know.
The fact that people can't see that this is the agenda, that what I always find is they're the ones that are being discriminatory by doing that, because they don't think she's smart enough to be able to speak for herself, so they will speak for her. It's a
but like when we're speaking about the left, because that's the left. I would say far left. When you speak about the left, it's all controlled. It's all a narrative and an agenda being pushed, and if you aren't willing to be controlled and scripted, you're not going to be in. And that's just it.
And they've got the funds to throw behind all the propaganda they need to kind of, to sell off to make us the bad guys,
Absolutely. You're even talking about, you mentioned Ruth Coppinger. So Ruth Coppinger was given out the other day because the identity of the man who killed the American woman was given out online. She was speaking about, him being an immigrant. And she was given out at that fact that was mentioned. That was actually the first time in this country that I've seen that it was mentioned that it was not an Irish person killing somebody.
So there's been 8 murders. I did these statistics during the week, and other people have done them as well online. So there's been 8 murders in the Republic of Ireland. There's been 10 in the Republic and the north of Ireland, but 8 in the Republic. And out of those 8 women violently murdered, 1 was an Irishman. The rest were foreign nationals. Yeah,
and the numbers are going to continue to go up and up and up.
85%.
Yeah, but
of the women murdered were non-nationals.
We are following suit with England.
Yeah.
So from the 50s to up until now, there's been over 250,000 white English children molested, raped, gang raped, and everything.
Working class children.
And everything that comes with that. Over 250,000 of them since the 50s. And no one who's done any of these things, these evil, vile things, has even been charged with it. Yeah. Now, this has been happening since the 50s in England, and it's been getting progressively worse. That's why the numbers got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Ireland were just behind England in that way, and now they are following suit, and we're just going to continue to see it get worse, worse, and worse. Yeah. I have zero doubt, and it's only a matter of time before they try and bring Sharia law into this country.
Yeah.
I'd say
I've seen the letterboxes walking around already. You've seen
there's over 100 Sharia courts in England.
Yeah.
So that means these immigrants have come into England. They've created their own law system, their own court system, and you come into their court system when you are of a person of Islam, and they will deal with you in England.
Do you know there's already Sharia mortgages here already?
It's enough said. Like when they don't bring these third world country people over to be housed before the Irish, they then go and get the rich Indians and rich Pakistanis and sell them the houses first before the Irish.
So that's what's happening. I'll take this for a second. So that's what's happening in my area, right? So I worked in like nursing area. I was a care assistant for 20 years. And the last place I worked was a private hospital, okay? And I worked with a lot of Indians. And what they do is, this is how they're outbidding the Irish people. So 3 or 4 or 5 of them will all put in 100 grand on one house, because they don't mind living on top of each other, because that's their culture. They're used to that type of way of life. So that's how they're outbidding the Irish people. We don't stand a chance. The estate across from me is entirely Indian, isn't it, son? It's entirely Indian. And yeah, they're business people and all of that, but we are now outnumbered. I'm outnumbered. I'm a minority in my area. I don't want to be a minority in my area. I want to live around people that look like me. It's the same as anyone else. It's not racist to say that. And people need to start saying it out loud. It's not right that someone can sit in another country and press a button and buy a piece of Irish land without ever having set foot or even knowing of its existence. Yeah. And they can buy houses over here. What chance do our own have? We are being displaced and replaced.
Yeah.
Now listen, my Botox is going to start melting. Can we start walking somewhere in the shed?
Let's go.
Well now, ladies, this is how they make them out in Darndale. One of the things I'm noticing from walking around Darndale is something I always say. The north side of Dublin City is so beyond neglected, and always has been. My own mother's from Finglas. I used to spend my childhood out there on the weekends in Finglas looking after the grandparents, and it's just as neglected as it was back in the 80s. It's way worse. But that's one thing definitely I've noticed. I'm waiting till you see this little horsey. We just came across, Paco, this is your cousin, did you say?
My cousin Jake, yeah.
Cousin Jake washing the horsey.
The baddest man in Darndale.
Isn't he lovely? Yeah. Yeah. Well looked after. Look at him. Gorgeous boy.
He's also, of course, a member of the travelling community, but now he's like a posh traveller, you know, because he has this corner house. he probably has the best house in Darndale. He's facing the campsite, but he's also away from us at the one.
And now he's got a posh horse, look. Now, so we're going to finish off anyway our little chat out here in Darndale, and I want to say thanks a million for having me and talking to me and filling me in on the real Paco and some, you know, personal stuff, and that was a lot to share, and well done. I'm very proud of you. Have you anything you want to say, just finish off?
No, I would say to people who see this clip, I'd say tune into your channel. You know, you're doing a lot of good work. I'm a big supporter of yours. You're a strong Irish woman. There is a lot of strong Irish women, but there's not enough speaking out.
Yeah.
Hopefully you will encourage them to do so. And yeah, keep fighting the good fight. And it's an honour.
Together.
It's an honour to be a part of it. God bless.
God bless.